My name is Rebecca Ito. I was a high school English teacher until 2011 and am now a graduate research assistant in the Learning Sciences program at Indiana University. I am a designer and manager on the Planet website and an author and collaborator on the participatory assessment modules. This presentation will provide a general overview of the Participatory Learning and Assessment Network. The only thing we know about the future where our students will use what they learn is that it will involve digital networks of user-generated content. Beyond that, we don't know what it will look like. This means that the context in which the concepts and skills have meaning is more important than the knowledge itself. We are very excited about participatory learning, but our research pragmatically addresses the challenges that participatory learning faces. Challenges like the fact that teachers and students expect structure, researchers and funders expect objective evidence, policymakers and parents expect achievement, and teachers remain isolated in their classrooms. All of these challenges are made salient in classroom assessments and external tests. The Participatory Learning and Assessment Network brings in current research from the learning sciences to create curricular modules using 4 principles of participatory assessment to appropriate levels of structure, support classroom accountability, and provide evidence of achievement demanded by policymakers and funders while fostering even more participatory learning. We think that writing, and particularly multimodal writing, is the 21st century skill. Our concern with 21st century skills, however, is that it is so assessment-driven and writing is difficult to assess. Students need practice writing about important things in different contexts in ways that are appropriate for those contexts. And they need to write about writing because in user-generated knowledge contexts, the leaders are naturally the people who write about writing. The Participatory Learning and Assessment Network works to foster this type of writing through reflections. It grew out of a collaboration between Indiana University and Project New Media Literacies in 2008 and 2009. 4 core principles emerged from this collaboration and are present in our modules. One of the modules, Literacy in Our Lives, grew directly out of the Teacher's Strategy Guide. While they all look quite different, all of the modules embrace Project New Media Literacy's vision of participatory learning and culture and align to the Common Core state standards, the New Media Literacies, and 4 core principles. Principle 1. Let context give meaning to concepts and skills. Foster increasingly sophisticated discourse around valued concepts and skills by considering how they get their meaning from the context where they are used. In the Romeo and Juliet module, for example, this included informal activities like making a digital poster on Glogster or role-playing in class, semi-formal activities like a mock trial, and a formal activity of an on-demand essay. Informal reflections at the beginning of each context alert students as to the disciplinary goal of the upcoming activity. Semi-formal activity reflections in, during, and after activities build on the shared experience of the different activity contexts to give meaning to the concepts. Principle 2. Assess reflections rather than artifacts. Rather than assessing student-created artifacts directly, assess student reflection on how producing the artifact gave meaning to valued concepts and skills. These are not traditional reflections, rather they are just more formal reflections, like the ones that took place during the activities. This allows us to set a much higher standard for both the quality of the artifact as well as be confident that students are learning to use valued literacies appropriately in particular contexts. Principle 3. Downplay assessments. Here, we use assessments to evaluate one's effectiveness in fostering participatory learning and culture. Principle 4. Isolate tests. Tests are used to evaluate long-term impact rather than individual learning. Individual learning, remember, is assessed through reflections, the first principle. The Participatory Learning and Assessment Network primarily communicates digitally through the Planet website. This persistent and public discourse leaves professional breadcrumbs fostering spread and remixing of modules in new classrooms. These interactions are leaving behind invaluable artifacts of participation that are ideal for newcomers to the network, much like prior discussion forums are a great way for newcomers to get enculturated into a social network. This allows newcomers to lurk and see partially completed modules and practices rather than finished, done things that don't invite remixing in their own classrooms. These principles are spreading to many different contexts of practice, including English language arts classrooms and algebra classrooms, and at the college level in graduate and undergraduate face-to-face and online classes. We hope that you, along with lots of other teachers and innovators, will join our network and will be interested in implementing and refining the modules. Thank you.